Queensland sucks. New South Wales are champions. G-Train, yeah.
As doping investigators move in on the Sharks.
This is 9 News with Peter Overton.
Good evening. On the eve of kick-off to what is shaping as rugby league's greatest season, the code is about to be thrown into chaos. Anti-doping investigators are closing in on the Cronulla Sharks with at least 6 players said to be in their sights. Live now to Damien Ryan at Cronulla. Damien, what can you tell us?
Well, Pete, I can tell you that speculation is certainly rife this afternoon with talk of up to 14 players about to be stood down. But what we do know is, in fact, that Tab Sportsbet has suspended betting on the Sharks season opener against the Titans on Sunday night. We also know that the players and their agents held a secret meeting last night here in Cronulla while they trained behind closed doors today. Now, Asada has been focusing on a period in early 2011 when controversial sports scientist Stephen Dank was working with the Sharks. He was there for about 8 weeks. Now, during that time, it's alleged players were injected with substances and used creams which are now said to be more than just questionable. Now, today the club said insisted it was in the dark. It knows nothing of these allegations. In fact, it came out and said that no player, it says, has yet been spoken to by ASADA investigators. But it is serious, Pete. I'm hearing, in fact, that it's catastrophic for the club. Now, there was due to be a club appearance that players were due to be out on the streets tomorrow. Apparently that has been cancelled, while we're also hearing that tonight there will be an urgent board meeting of the Cronulla Sharks, Pete.
Damien, thank you. I want to go to Danny Weidler now, our rugby league reporter. Danny, terrible timing. How will the NRL handle this?
Well, Pete, first of all, the NRL is saying they have not been contacted by the Sharks, but privately they've been bracing themselves for this moment. They know that this day is due to come and it's coming rather quickly. The NRL will handle this very well. They have distanced themselves from all the clubs at this stage. Expect this to develop, Pete, in coming days, but the Sharks are maintaining their silence at the moment.
All right, Danny, thank you.
Toyota Park, the only place where you can scream shame.
Gardner stands under it, and here comes Travis Burns, and there goes Nathan Gardner. He's not going to do it twice in one season. He is. This is unbelievable. Nathan Gardner has done it twice in the 1 year. Once again, the Roosters.
Chris Harrington, he's stolen it one-on-one. This will be a try. They don't need the video referee.
the Sharks.
Morris, Robson, Graham. It was a sort of a no-look pass to Jonathan White. And the siren is sounded. The siren is sounded. 14,000 brave fans. And Gus got it right. They love their footy down here in the Shire when the team is just competitive at the least. And they braved about 11 degrees night. Wade Graham celebrates his 100th game with the first try of the night.
$100 million Cronulla Sharks development has been given final approval, securing the long-term future of the NRL club. The project includes 600 apartments as well as a retail and leisure precinct, but not all locals are happy.
It's going to keep the wolves from the door at Shark Park, a $300 million redevelopment of the cash-strapped Cronulla club's home ground.
It's going to be unreal. It's obviously going to ensure the financial security of the club for a long time to come.
The Planning Assessment Commission has approved 600 apartments, a retail complex and 693 car parking spaces.
It's been a long time coming. I've been at the club for 12 years now and I've heard about it since the day when I got there.
Process made even slower by intense debate over the project. Opponents always argued it'd lead to more traffic congestion, create a parking nightmare for 700 residents and ruin the area's character.
This project will prove to be a disaster, like all the other projects where football clubs have got involved with developers.
But today, the critics are being drowned out. An elated club chairman, Damien Irvine, tweeted, "Massive afternoon in our club's history. I've asked all past chairs and directors to come for a beer tonight."
It solves our initial debt problems, our current debt problems, and also, for once and for all, gives the club a future.
And the supporters are claiming it'll help offset the impact of more than 600 job losses in the closure of Caltex's Kurnell refinery. Adam Walters, 7 News.
Following back-to-back wins to start the season, the Dragons were heavy local derby favourites over a Shark side decimated by injury. And it was the Dragons who smelt blood in the water.
Out of nothing. They were going nowhere, the Cronulla Sharks. Going absolutely nowhere. Passing a...
Better watch out, better run and hide. We're hungry and mean on the southern side. Sound the alarm, cause the pack's in sight. Stay out of our way, or get ready to fight. Here come the Sharks, we're after you. Never can tell what it's...
Robson with a lovely long pass. It bounces away for Fecky. And Fecky scores.
Wide ball! Fecky! Josiah Fecky! The human cannonball! And it is game on!
Well, that's his second of the match. Josiah Fecky running off a mark.
Long pass. It bounces away for Fecky. And Fecky scores just where they threatened to score several times in the game. Referee consulting touch judge. Hold everything.
Robert, we have a try. Please check touch and goal. Check, thanks, mate.
Can you believe that? Referee has given a try, but he's going up to examination. Can you believe that? Try to the Sharks!
Cronulla Sharks chairman Damien Irvine has quit as the club battles a doping scandal. He's resigned over his comments about players using horse drugs and a decision to sideline coach Shane Flanagan and sack 4 other staffers. Seven's Ryan Phelan is at Sharks HQ. Hi Ryan, is it all over for Damien Irvine and his connection with the Sharks now?
Good afternoon to you, Beck. Yes, that appears to be the case, that Damien Irvine will be lost to the club, at least in an official capacity in the short term. It's my understanding he will not seek re-election at the coming AGM in a couple of weeks' time. It's believed that he has fielded a number of offers overseas and he could retreat overseas with his young family as soon as Friday. It really is a sad end for a man, 4 years at the helm here at the Cronulla Sharks as chairman. It's believed his position became untenable with the coaching staff and also players when he made sweeping allegations at the club that they were using drugs, in fact, horse drugs.
That conversation that I had, I won't back away from it, but it wasn't an interview in a calm situation. It was a middle of the night conversation after quite a bit of badgering, and it was made under what I thought was, it wasn't sensible to make those comments, and I take responsibility for those.
Now, Ryan, interim chief executive Bruno Cullen arrived today. What can he do from this point?
Well, it's interesting, Beck. He actually arrived here this morning for work, and when I spoke with Bruno Cullen this afternoon, to my surprise, he was actually in Brisbane. He planned to have a full day's work here at Cronulla, yet he was not aware of the storm that he was actually walking into this morning with Damien Irvine standing down as chairman. So he has in turn decided to defer his work until next week, where he will officially take up his tenure here at the Cronulla Sharks. He's gone to pains to point out he is not a long-term solution. Bruno Cullen, of course, he has a wonderful pedigree, a successful CEO with the Brisbane Broncos. He's in semi-retirement these days. He's assisting the Cronulla Sharks, I suppose, to get both the club and also the playing group and coaching staff back on the same page whilst assisting Asada in their investigations, which is certainly going to be a tough job for him. But this probe is really starting to widen. In fact, Manly officials today have
Since the beginning of 2011, Cronulla is the only team the Eels have beaten 3 times.
By Gordon to catch Canterbury backpedaling from the restart. Lewis,
Beautiful ball to Graham into space. Lewis on the inside. They can't butcher this one. Lewis scores a great try. Improved his position under the post. They're back. The Sharks at 12-6 kick the cup.
And there is the first one. Very strong on that side. Blake Graham's made a difference since coming in off the bench. I said earlier, really puts his body on the line. This occasion, he runs a lovely line.
That's right.
Robson tackled.
Carney goes long into the hands of Pomeroy. There's the half century in game 150 for the Sharks. He gets his 50th try for Cronulla. The drought is over. 14 games without a try. No more.
Take nothing away from the pass here. Todd Carney throws a beautiful ball, but
Keeping the defence guessing. What's he going to do? Foran on the blind. Gets the ball away to Steve. Now he gets the ball to George Tafua, and it's been defended beautifully by Michael Gordon. Michael Gordon just runs him off.
Stood his ground, Michael Gordon. Very, very tough.
Other copies of each other, aren't they? A couple more taps for David just to level things up. Lewis back on the inside. Gordon gets past Jared Hayne, and the Sharks might not be done with yet.
well, we're just saying if the Sharks can somehow conjure something, and they have between the 2 former Penrith players, Luke Lewis back inside to Michael Gordon. It looked like he was running into a number of Eels defenders there, but just came out the other side. I don't know what the Eels defence was doing there. Robson, second man play. Corey Norman's run past the ball, and it was scramble and the cover from Joseph Paulo. He fell off and he was able to bust through the front on tackle from Jared.
and Bowie, everybody sing along. Tell me where you from, where you from, where you from. Tell me where you from, where you from, where you from. Tell me where you from, where you from, where you from.
Is up and willing it over. You just get the feeling. You just get the feeling that the power of many will steer this one over. From the fingertips to the boot of Todd Carney, what way is the ball going to go? A kick that means nothing, but we're riding it home from the eastern sideline. Bringing it back, Todd Carney, 7 from 7, 38-10. The Sharks win. He was always going to kick that, Ben Eichen.
He has had a day out this afternoon. Has been in everything. They really tested him early. The Penrith Panthers ran a lot of traffic his way and went without fault in defence, and by the time he got his mojo going with the ball, he was near unstoppable, scoring tries, setting them up, and he's back to somewhere near his best. I'll say it again, when Todd Carney is playing good football, the Sharks look like a tough proposition.
Sports doping scandal has just spoken out about Asada's investigation. Adam Hawes has more on this story. Adam?
Yes, Sandra, sports scientist Stephen Dank says the Cronulla Sharks have done nothing wrong. Liam Cox is at Parramatta Stadium for the Eels-Tigers clash. But Liam, you caught up with Dank a short time ago. Why is he in Sydney?
Aussie Dank told me he was in town to watch the Roosters play tomorrow night. He arrived looking very relaxed, without any luggage, and certainly without any compliments for Asada.
Have you been requested by Asada to do an interview?
Not at this point in time, and nor will I comply with such a request.
So if they ask you, you'll say no straight up?
Yes.
Why is that?
Certain reasons, and that'll be between myself and my barristers, and we'll certainly let Asada know that.
What's your opinion of Asada?
Well, obviously my opinion of Asada is not really all that good at the moment, and certainly my barristers will be taking the appropriate steps to reflect that in legal proceedings.
Have you had any contact with any Essendon players or Cronulla players about what's been going on in these interviews or anything?
No, we've been fairly busy on other matters at the moment. I've let Cronulla and Essendon take their own matters into their own hands.
Have players from either club done anything wrong or taken any illegal drugs?
Not at all. Not one banned substance.
Okay.
All right, boys. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yes, Stephen Dank has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing throughout this investigation, which has been ongoing for the last 6 months now. Now, as that rolls on, so does the football. It's a battle of the cellar.
So Adam Devcich and Chris James, the referees. Devcich and Shark to start proceedings.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes. Yes.
It's a little communications check. I can hear you, they can hear us. We're all set. There's the ball from the centre three-quarter. Tim Lafai sending it deep into the in-goal area. Carney gives it straight back to Fafita, who brings it back and put down in the first tackle of the match, 12 out from his own line. Hayden Tolman leads with the tacklers. Ross, the other front rower, gets it outside the 20. And there's a penalty. High was the
ball! Williams put him through a full 360.
Jeremy, go away. The whistle's gone. Tony. Tony. Jamie.
Jerry.
Mate, that's a dangerous strike. It's on report.
Now Gordon comes in. He's going to score. Yes, Michael Gordon, the fullback for Cronulla. I had the feeling they had to score next this early in the game, and they have.
He's their most dangerous attacking player, and he's in superb.
Will come to Todd Carney. The snap for a field goal. It's up. It looks good. It is there. Todd Carney's kicked it. Already Gibbs has made 6. There's a hit from Pomeroy. All chest in the tackle.
bringing out new blood, and they'll do good. They'll add a lot to our game. I'm a footy fan, our game demands pure skill, and my team will beat anyone that you name. That's my team. That's my team. That's my team. And I'm letting everyone know that's my team. That's my team. They say they're gonna try and make us pay. They say, but I say we're ready and we're on our way to Grand Final Day. I believe that. And another thing I've been wondering lately,